A good day to all and welcome back to Python Scripting for Data Sciences, right? Harness the power of Python. Part 2, and we'll be starting with installation. Some of you had problems in installation and some wanted to run, Python from mobile devices. So where there's a will, there's a way. I told you just have to find a will, right? The way is automatically created for you, right? Rather than finding 100 excuses for not learning, it is always better to find one excuse for learning, right? Hey, this is the reason I want to learn. And rather than having 200 reasons for not learning, you may have, right? One reason for learning is bigger than 100 reasons for not learning different things, right? So here we go. The first thing is your this Python. So I'll show you this first of all. Those who want to run from their Android devices, right? I still do not recommend it, yeah, but it's quite good for basics if you want to start with basics of Python. So it's very good to start basics of Python. Also with Android, but those who are having PC, it's 99.9% recommended to run Python from PC because we cannot develop softwares from mobile phones. But yeah, initially 10 classes, 15 classes, right? Basics can be started from your mobile device. For Android, you have this Pi. You can see this. This is PyDroid 3. So now you have this PyDroid 3, an IDE for Python 3 available for Android devices. Now you can directly download it from your Android device. Open your Android device, go to Google Store or Play Store, what you call it. You may call it Play Store, yeah. Go to Play Store and you can straightforward start using it, and it will be a real fun. You will love it, right? You would rather love it, right, using your mobile phone. But yeah, as I said, that I'm not going to recommend you, right? If you want to be big developers, like I want to do big data analytics, you should have an aim, right? Any person, right, who has that ambition, right, he has to plan that ambition. We were little, once we were kids, everyone used to come up and ask, hey, what do you want to be? I want to be a doctor, I want to be an engineer. What happened to that? What happened to that ambition, right? Because by then that was not an ambition, right? That was just a wish, right? And now today I say, note down my words, any ambition which is not planned remains a wish. If you do not plan your ambition is not an ambition, your ambition is a wish, right? So now it does not require, many of you messaged me, I suppose 10-15 people messaged me about they being freshers. So this is for freshers. When CBSE can introduce it in their syllabus, that means 8th class, 9th class students are starting with Python. No prerequisite. If you don't know C, you will still master and do it more better than any BTech and MTech guy. I challenge you in 30 days. If not, then tell me, sir, you were wrong. Right? So now what I require from you is the passion, and for that, it is a war, and I want you to keep all your equipments ready for the war, right? And one of the best things that I want from you is to get at least your device is ready, right? You have to get it ready, right? And after you have installed this for using the Android device, then you can straightforward run it automatically. So it's going to guide you through. Once you open that program, right? So you're going to click on new, and you're going to click on interpreter, right? And you're going to straightforward start writing Python program, right? I repeat, once you complete, right, go to interpreter and start doing it. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, 1 plus 3 minus, right? So this is for Android users, and those who cannot run it, or those who are having PC and having problem installing Python, I will share the link down in the description section. I'll keep this link down in the description section. Find the link down in the description section. And second link that I am going to keep is the Python online interpreter, right? You can find it here. Now you can see I will say 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So now this is online Python interpreter. You go to this website and start running your Python programs and start learning Python, right? So this is also not recommended. I repeat, this is also not recommended, right? Recommended is only one solution, that you go and start doing it from your PC. But yeah, as long as recommended is concerned, that doesn't mean those who do not have any option, right? So something is better than nothing. I repeat, something is always better than nothing, right? Rather than finding 1,000 reasons for not learning, find one reason for learning, and that is, yeah, I don't have PC, I can yet go online and use online compiler, right? I have mobile phone, I can install Pydroid and start using that, because I want to learn, I have that passion for learning. Right? And what is the day today? So the day is 28th, right? So it is going to be, that means by 18th of May, you already should be a professional, right? As far as I am concerned. And without wasting much of your time, those who have not downloaded can search download Python 3.7, right? They can go and download Python 3.7 from this python.org, and they'll find the Python release right here. Okay, it's here. Executable installer, that is here. Windows x86 64 executable installer. I will share this link also down in the description section. That means you will find 3 links down in the description and in the first comment section. One link is going to be of Python download, second is going to be Python for Android, and third link is going to be online Python, right? So let's quickly get started. And one of the best things before we get started is, what are we learning? What is our agenda? Agenda was already shown to you in the previous video, but yeah, it is not going to be a crash course, right? Many of you have that passion of learning Python, but what they do, they end up getting disturbed. Why? Because they go to YouTube, search videos, and those videos are only for promotion, right? Right, so they go and search and they see something in between, and they basically slowly and steadily they give up on learning Python because they don't start. For example, if I have to reach here, I need to climb a ladder, right? I cannot reach at a time on top of anything, right? So that is going to be a crash course. So, but ours is not a crash course. Ours is a full stack program, right? So that's the difference, that we are going to make sure your basics are correct, because it's my duty to make sure that you pass your examinations. While learning, it's my duty that you are also preparing for interviews, right? As I said, job market is looking for you. What are you doing? You spend 30 years, 25 years, and some spend 40 years learning, and they don't know 3 months of regular hard work, and practical work can fetch them a very good job. So the world is looking after you. Rather than wasting 30 years, you can't waste 3 months, 3 days, or we can say 30 days at least, right? Not waste, rather you can focus for 30 days. And this is the full stack program. And do not get disturbed and diverted by using PyCharm and by using some other IDEs which are of no use for you. Because I want you to have reason. Why am I using Jupyter Notebook? Why am I? If you don't have reason, then stop using it, right? And only those who will follow me will succeed. I repeat, you have to follow me. Do what I say, because I know what is coming tomorrow. You don't know, right? Rather than feeling excited, it's better to feel, at least passionate. Excitement and passion are 2 different things, right? You can, yes, you can if you believe you can. But you need to change yourself, right? You need to plan, and the plan is that we are going to start from the basics. Only when your basics is correct will you be able to do something big in your life. If you don't focus on basics and you want to be a big developer, then you'll get disturbed and you'll get diverted and destroyed like others who just aim to be big without even starting from zero, right? Let me get quickly started with IDE. Now then, I assume all of you have installed Python, all right? So now I go to IDLE. Now you can see this here. IDLE is here. So this is my Python shell. You can go to Python shell, or you can type Python 3.7. So both are available for you, right? So both are available. So it's not going to work like here. So it's going to work with the command prompt. So command prompt is also available. I can type pyth on Python and I can see Python, right? So both is available, so I don't have to see that. If syntax checking is also done. Now I'll start with Python IDLE. It's here. Python 3.7 64-bit IDLE. It's an IDE or a Python interpreter that is going to convert my code or whatever I write. Now what is a language? It's a very simple question. Now language is basically linguistically which other peoples can understand, right? Or we can say language is something that I use to make others understand. And here we use language to make computer understand, right? What do I use a language here for? I use language here to make computer understand, right? And computer is not going to understand English. Computer is not going to understand Marathi, Kashmiri, Hindi, right? Computer has its own way of understanding, that is zeros and ones. Computer only understands zeros and ones. So I'm not going to start with bitwise. I'm not going too deep into it. But yeah, one day we'll have to go too deep into it, inshallah, right? But yeah, that is the language. And today we are starting with Python. What is Python? It is a computer language which we use to communicate with the computer and make computer do all the things we want computer to do. Is that clear? Any problems? Right. Okay. Now what we are going to do, we are going to start with the Python, which is a language, right? Again, and for that we have to see the syntax of the language. Syntax means learning the language itself, right? So syntax means, for example, I write hello. So we write hello, but if I have to say hello to Arabic, I'll say hey, marhaban, ahlan wa sahlan. So that's something different. The syntax is different. The accent is completely different, right? So each and every language has its own syntax. Each and every language has its own, what we call that as syntax and do's and don'ts and accent and syntax, right? So that's what we are going to learn first. Now, why Python? As I said, if you see TEOP, Python is the most popular language, most in-demand language, right? And it's most easy. Number one, the reason why Python is very famous because it's very easy. Is Python new? No, Python is not new. Python is completely old, right? That Python was first came into existence, right? Python came in existence, I'll write it down here. Python came in existence in the year I we can say Python came in existence, or Python first terms, right? So that is 1989. So Python came in existence in the year 1989, and Java in. So now you can see Java came into existence in the year 1995. So now Python is much older, maybe 6 years older to Java. But yeah, what happened to Python? Why was Java so famous? And now why is Python now coming into existence more? Right? Now what is happening these days is Python is not a new language. Right? Now scientists, they do not want to spend much of time in learning programming language. Scientists want just like that. They want to be programmers, but just like that. And this is 100% more easier than Java. Right? And it is the easiest language available on the face of the earth. Python is very easy. It's much simpler than C, much simpler than C++, much simpler than C hash, much simpler than Java. And as I said, nothing is required, right? Nothing. So without wasting much of your time, let's get started with the practical. And while doing practicals, we'll be doing theoreticals as well. And you will be mesmerized, surprised, and you will cherish everything you write using Python IDLE. Right? Because it's going to be so easy for you guys, right? Okay, let me type you something. Okay, for you, we'll type, how much is, hey, Python interpreter, or compiler, how much is 2.2 plus 2? You'll say it is 4. Oh my god, I want to get 9 plus 4. How much is 9 minus 4? It is 5. Now, easy operations. Is only mathematical operations what we are interested in? No, but we have to start with it, right? Now, for example, if I say multiplication, That is 4 into 4 is 16. This is called multiplication, right? Right. But if I say division, so I'll say 8 divided by 2. So we are getting 4.0. Why am I getting 4.0? Because it is called as floating point values, right? Float means with dotted values, right? For example, if I say 5 divided by 2, so I will get 2.5, right? Because it is 2.5. The answer is 2.5, right? Yeah, so that's how it works, right? And I will tell you about different things right here. Now let me show it to you right here. Alright, so let me start with this. Now, what value is this? This is, right, 1 to 9, or we can say 0 to 9. What are the values 0 to 9, right? These are called as integer, integer values, and in Python they are known as int, integer or int, right? And what is this? For example, if I type hello, right? So this is called as string, right? And what is this called as if I type A, right? Or if I type capital A, right? So let's say about if I type small a or I type capital A, what are these things known as? Small a or capital A, right? So both are characters. So it's a single character, right? So char. Now what is the definition here? All right. So all the integer values are of type int, right? As simple as anything, right? So there's nothing more difficult. You need not to worry. It's so easy. I don't know why people are worried about such an easy thing in the world. Now all the integer values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, everything, unless it's not dot, right? So all the integer values are of type int. Now what is int? It's called as a data type. Everything in computer is known as data, right? Whatever you keep inside computer is what? It is data. Now what are you typing here? You're typing the types of data we have. So integer is a data type which can be 0 to 9, right? And what is this? It is a. When you type a single character, doesn't matter if it is small or it is capital, it's of type char. Both are of type char. Now what is the definition of char? A single right? A single alphabet or character, right? So now you can clearly see the definition of char, right? A single alphabet or character. Let me keep it here so that you understand it in a more. And what I want you, while I teach you, I want you to pause the video. I'll try and go slow initially before kicking and taking the pace, right? So I'll try and go initially slow before we take on the pace, right? Please take note of all the important things that I say during the course of the class, right? So for example, 0 to 9 is integer and the data type is int. It's char. A is char. Why? Because it's single. Now what is hello? It is a string. And now what is the definition of string? Right? String is a collection of that means it is a collection of characters. That means more than one characters is what makes string. Now you can see right here. So I'm writing it for you, right? So you'll have to understand it. I'll also keep this sketch. You can download this sketch down in the description section. I'll keep it readily available for you guys. Don't worry for that. But yeah. Now what is 0 to 9? It's integer. It's a is char and this is right. Okay. And now you tell me what is this 110.5, right? Dotted decimal values, right? What are those characters which are with the dotted decimal values, right? We call them as float, right? What do you call them as? Float. You call them as float, or you can call them as Let me mark it down for you here so that you understand it in a much better way. So you can call them as float, or you can call them as floating point, right? So you can call them as floating point representation, right? Either float or floating point representation. So all those values which are coming with dots. So let me show you a demonstration of all the values, right? So that you understand it, right? Okay, let's go and see the demonstration. So I'll say, what is 1 plus 1? It is going to be, right, 2. So because I'm adding two integer values here, so this is how integer type works, right? All right, now what is this 2.0 plus 2.5? Now what is it? 4.5, floating point representation. Now if I type A, I'll get an error. Now you can see you have typed A. A is not recognized, right? What are you typing? Are you trying to type a character, or are you trying to type a char? A, you can see A is not defined, right? What are you trying? A is not defined. You have not defined this A, right? Now I'll say, no, I want to print A. You can say, okay, you can go in single quotes and type A, and now you can say A is printed, or you can go in double quotes and print A. You can still see A is printed. Now what are you printing here? You are printing a character variable, right? Now if I say hello, will I be able to print hello like this? No, I'll not be able to print hello like this, right? So for that, I'll have to type HELLO in either double quotes or in either single quotes. Now we are able to type hello, right? And now we can say string, right, is always, I'll say, important here. So string or char data should always be enclosed within quotes, either single or double. You'll always have to enclose them within quotes. Either you can use single quotes, or what you can do, you can use double quotes, right? Right? So just like this and or this. Example is going to be hello, right? Or right, single quotes, hello, right? So this is going to be string, right? And example for char is going to be h, or right, you can say, or in capital H, right? So now you always have to say single, say string or char data should always be enclosed. For example, if I say 1 will not be enclosed. 1 is an integer value, it's directly taken. If I say 1.0, directly taken. It is not meant to be enclosed, right? So you can never enclose it, right? So if you enclose a 1.0, so it doesn't remain float, it becomes string, right? So if I show you this, it becomes also string, right? So you'll have to remember these things. They're very, very important things, basic, once we start with. Okay, now let me show you. If I say, I don't want 5 divided by 2 is equal to 2.5, but I don't want this division. I want floor division, right? So I can say 5 double slash, so I can do this, 5 double slash 2. Now you can see it's called as floor division. Now there are two different things. One is floor, another is seal. So let me make you understand what floor and what seal is, right? So for example, if I say 2.6, the floor means the downside of the complete downside. You know, you have floor in home, and you have seal, right? You have ceiling in the home and you have floor at home. Now what is the floor of 2.6? What is the downside of 2.6? The minimum of 2.6, that is 2. And what is the seal, that is the maximum of 2.6? that is 3, right? Seal is this towards the maximum side, which is 2.6, can go towards the maximum, which is 2.7, 2.8, 2.9, and 3.0. So 3.0 is basically the seal of this, and 2.0 is basically the floor of it. So now what is this? So point is not given its floor and seal. This is called as a floor division. So I'll say 5 divided by 2, floor division 2. But here I don't want floor division, I want exact remainder. So now you can see that you are getting the quotient, right? That is 2.5 exactly, right? And now we will start with another thing, right? So you'll have to understand the precedence here, all right? So for example, if I say 18 plus, I will say 18 plus 2 multiplied by 3. 18 plus 2 multiplied, what do you think the result should be? How do you want it to get executed? Let me take a time. And now you can see that what is the precedence here if I type 18 plus 2 plus 3. Alright, so and I wanted to show you that same things that we are doing in here, we can do that online using the Python shell here. So I can say 1 plus 1 is equivalent to 2. I can say 2 floor division, or we can say 5 divided by 2, 2.5, and I can say 5 floor division by 2, you can get 2. Now same thing can be done online, but yeah, we may not be able to do as we go along with the classes, not today but in the concurrent classes. We'll not be able to do bigger operations, right? So you can do the same, yeah, unless not doing anything, because you cannot let classes assemble in a queue for you that you may then hesitate in completing, right? And that too, it requires a continuous internet connection, right? So this shell right here, or you can write your code completely here and then execute it, right? So you can do that as well. You can say 1 plus 1, so you can do it here as well, and you can type here in the shell as well. Okay, so it depends on what you want, right? So you can try both the things. So you can say 1 plus 1 and run. You can see you'll get the answer in the shell. But yeah, only difference is that you'll have to type print here, right? So if I say, let me show you here first. I'll show you this later, and first we'll complete this. Now what is the precedence? Precedence means what is going to happen first. Is multiplication happening first, or is addition happening first, right? What do you think is happening first, right? What do you think is happening first right here? Okay, now we have two things, plus and multiplication. What we are doing here is multiplication is going to work first because you'll have to remember the rule which we have learned in the 10th class maybe, or in the 8th class, 9th class, BODMAS. So that's called as BODMAS, right? So if you know this BODMAS, right? BODMAS means that this is brackets, right? So we have brackets, and then we have, right, orders, right, which is then we have let's say about D, which is division, right? M is multiplication, A is addition. Now you can see addition and subtraction is happening at the end, right? So I repeat, BOD, which is brackets. Brackets are meant to be executed first, right? And then we have order, right? Order can be just like that, square root, right? It can be that also, or we can say x2. This is an order. This is meant to be executed. And then we have the divide, which is going to happen, and then we have multiplication, and then we have addition, and then we have, right? So now this is how you can work with the power here. So now the result here should be 2 into 3 is 6. 6 plus 18, right? 24, is that so? Yeah, so the answer is 24. Now you can see you are following the same precedence right here. We know that we still have to look for other precedences like PADMAS is there and other thing. So you learn that in the future. But yeah, 18 plus 2 into 3. Now if I say 10 minus 2, right, plus 10 plus 10. Now what do you think the answer is going to be? Now tell me. First, yes, the precedence will follow as long as brackets are concerned. But yeah, bracket first addition will happen, then subtraction. So 10 plus 10 is equal to 20, and then it is going to be 10 minus 2, 8, 28, right? It's going to be 28. Yeah, the answer is 28. Why? Because precedence wise, first plus is going to happen, because you can see BODMS, plus is going to happen first, right, in braces, and then minus plus is going to happen in braces and braces, then minus in braces, and then plus. So first we are going to add two numbers here, then we are going to subtract two numbers here, because B is the first precedence, bracket. So brackets are going to be solved, but which in brackets? You are having plus in bracket, you are having minus in bracket. So in that way, now addition is add of subtraction. First addition will happen, then subtraction, and then the complete addition, which is going to be 28. Hey, now we have a special thing in Python which is known as power of. Now how do you deal with power of, right? Okay, all right, so I'll show you how do you deal with that power of. I can say I need to get let's say about 8. I want 8 plus 3, right, multiplied a power of, this is called now power of, right, or multiplied by 3. What is going to happen first? B, yes, 8 plus 3 is going to be 11, right? 11 into 3 maybe, right? 11 plus 3 into 3, or we can say, let's say 8 plus 2, right, is 10. 10 into 3, 30, right? So we're going to get, now working with the power of raised to power. Now I'll just say raised to power. So raised to power is going to be 2. If I do this, 2 into 2 into 2. So now what is going to happen? 2 into 2 into 2. So it actually means 2 raised to power 2. But yeah, you are going to get 8. Is it necessary? Now see the power of Python. Is it necessary to do it like this? No. It is never necessary to do and follow the same stream and pattern, right? It's not necessary for you guys to do it in the way you want to do it, right? I can immediately say, hey, I want 2, right, raised to power 3. Now you get 8, right? You can say 2 raised to power 3. I want 2 raised to power 3. So this double star here means raised to power. I want 2 raised to power 3, which is 8. Now this is how we do raised to power in Python, right? Now how do you check quotient? I want, for example, 2 into, or we can say 4 into 4 into 4, that is 4 raised to power 3. Now I can say 4 raised to power 3, you get 64, right? And now for example, we have in divisions. If you know that whenever we divide any number with anything, a number with a number, whenever we divide it, we get two things. One is the quotient, another is the remainder, right? Now how do you get both quotient and both remainders in Python right here? So how do you get them? Now if I say 10 floor division by 3, you are going to get 3. Now what if I want to get remainder, right? So I will say 10 modulus 3 is going to give me remainder. So let me take a look at that. All right, so we have good amount of time left. So now this is called as remainder and this is called as quotient, right? So let me make it for you right here. All right, so I told you I'll be giving you a file for that. Let me try and make this file for you guys. Initially it's good if we make this, right? And there are a few more additions in this part of the class, maybe some updations. So I'll make you sure, or I'll make sure that you get those updations as well. So don't worry about any different, okay? Or don't worry about things that you don't understand. You'll understand them slowly and steadily. As I said, what is this? Raised to power. So this is called as raised to power. Now it's as simple as anything, right? So you don't have to, you know. Now what is this? This means here, this means 2 raised to power 3. So I will say 2 raised to power, right, of 3, right? So it's 2 raised to power 3. So this is 4 raised to power 3 again here. So this is 4 raised to power 3 in short, right? So it is 4 RT. So I'll say raised to power r to p, which is going to be raised to power 3, 4 raised to power 3. And as I said, this is called as floor division. Double slash is basically floor division, right? And this is called as, when I do floor division, so this is known as right here. So this is floor division, but yeah, what is it returning? It returns the quotient, right? So I'll say returns the, so it's going to return always going to return the quotient, right? And here it is called as so it's going to be remainder, right? Whenever you use this ampersand sign, it's going to give us a remainder of the division, right? Whenever you use this, right? It returns, we know that this is going to be remainder, so I don't have it. It returns the remainder, and this is floor division, that it returns the quotient, right? Slash returns quotient, and this ampersand sign returns it returns the remainder, right? And we're seeing some data type, we're seeing BODMAS as well. And let me go back to theoretical. I told you that we'll be learning theoretical while doing practical, so that the session gets a bit easy and it gets a bit interesting, right? And what is Python used for? Now, I will say, I write it down here. What is Python? Look how I spell. I make a lot of spelling mistakes. What is Python used for? Alright, so it is going to be a fun. Right, so what is Python used for? And what is the answer? Python is used for, now it is a general, right? It's a general purpose. It is, of course, a general purpose language, and it can be used for number one, right? It can be used for machine. It's the number one language used for machine learning and artificial intelligence. Number two, it is going to use for GUI, which is graphical user interface development. Number three, it is going to be used for software development. Number four, it is going to be used for web development, right? So yeah, we can develop websites using not only websites but big web applications like Amazon, Facebook, right, using Python. Machine learning can be achieved, artificial intelligence, graphical software development can be achieved, software and web development can be achieved, and it is a high level programming language, right? It is high level programming language, right? And one of the best things about Python is that it is oops, you'll understand it later. If there are things that you're not getting initially, like because I tend to do hammering, I tend to repeat everything in classes, right? I repeat everything, you know, day in and day out. So once you are a part of my class, you will get used to, you know, different things, because you will hear them or listen to them quite many times, that you will get used to those things like floor division, integer, stacks, right? And each and everything you will be inshallah versed of, right? So let me give you an overview. Again, integer. Now what are those known as? If tomorrow someone comes up and asks you what are data types in Python, right? So what is this? Now I do a lot of spelling mistake, as I said. Oh my god, I do a lot of spelling mistakes, you know that, right? So data, TYPE, or data type. Now it's a single word, data type. I don't know why have I written data small and type capital, right? So God Almighty knows, so I have no idea. Alright then, so what is data type? Now the type of data, right? Here, the data is integer. So the type of data is of type integer. Here the data is character and the type of data is char. Here the data is string. What is string? Collection of many characters, collection of characters. That means if I join small a and capital A, it becomes a string, right? And this is floating point representation. So now 10.5 has a type which is float. Hello has a type string. A, either small or capital, any individual character has a type character, and 0 to 9 has a type integer. So you should understand this, right, as soon as possible, right? And as I promised, theoretical will go alongside the practicals. So let me give you another thing. Because you are going to clear exam like pro, right? So for your examinations, you'll have to prepare. You'll have to prepare for your examination. Not only for your examination, but you have to equally prepare for interviews as well. So I'll say Python versions, right, are going to be Python started with 1.0. I repeat, in January 1994. It was initially launched in 1989, but first public launch of the first tested version was much ahead of Java again, which is still 1994. So this is the first version of Python, and Python 2.0 was launched in October, right? Python 2.0 launched in October 2000, right? And Python 3.0 DECEMBER December 2008, and now we are having Python 3.xx, that means 3.1, 3.2, 3.5, 3. So we carry on with those versions. So we are using 3.7 and 3.8. Some are using 3.8 today, right? So I hope you have understood this part of the thing, right? And let us see. Okay, let's carry on. All right. And now you can see if I want to print something, I say I want hello. This is, what am I typing here? In quotes, it is string. Yeah, absolutely. Now string is printed. Now if I say I want to print, for that I use a function. I repeat, all those who are having these braces, right, these braces are known as functions, right? So anything that you see a brace attached with, or this parenthesis, we call them as parenthesis, right? It's called as inbuilt function. You will learn user-defined functions, inshallah, right? So this function takes one argument and is what you want to print. So for example, I can say print hello. Now you can see you're getting hello printed, not just like this in quotes, right? So you can say print. You can say print 100 plus 100, which is of course true 100. So print function is much useful using Python, all right? And you are going to enjoy using this function, right? And I can say print NIIT's Python class, right? So I will say Amethyst 2019. What is 2020? My God, COVID-19, right? Alright, so now we have been able to print it, right? So now this is how we use print command, right? Let me see now what else can we do. All right, but yeah, I want to tell you something very, very important today, right? And that important thing is, look, you guys are not in front of me. You're not in front of the instructor. You're learning with an IIT, and NIT is considered to be the world's #1 IT training institution, #1 in Asia, and among the world's top 3 brands in IT, right? And that you're learning it free amid this lockdown, right? So you got to utilize it, because you're going to learn something worth 20-30,000 rupees absolutely free. Right, doesn't mean, but yeah, that we have a problem. If something is given free to us, we tend to lose focus. We tend to focus only on paid things, right? So that's what our problem is. No, do not think like that. You're paying your most expensive thing, which is your time. Time is more expensive than your money. Time is money. Please and please understand that, right? And learning with an IIT, free of course, and that to the high level, not like other programs, right? Because we're showing you the core basics. We're making you developers, not making you like our videos only, right? You have to do me a favor, please and please do me a favor. Whenever I ask questions, those who cannot answer will be removed from the group. I don't want them at all, right? If I ask a question, answer down in the comment section, because so that I'll come to know that you're attentive, you're listening. I'm not wasting my time here recording lectures, right? So how will I know that? I'll know that only when I ask the questions and you do not hesitate in answering them down in the comment section. And that is what your attendance is going to be taken from today. Your attendance is going to be the answers to the queries. Those who are not answering, goodbye. It was nice meeting you. Maybe you're not meant for IT, right? So those who are meant, we are with you. We are with you till the time you start training, and till the time you're placed and certified and you qualify an examination. If you don't qualify examination, blame me. But yeah, blame yourself if you're not attending all the classes. Now today's question for you is going to be, because you have to encourage you. I cannot see you. I cannot see how many are attending the classes. Now how can you encourage your instructors? I am your instructor. You have to encourage me by as soon as possible answering the questions, so that I know that students are showing interest. The more interest you show, the more better material we make, the more greater content we make. Maybe we may give you free books tomorrow. We may give you free CDs tomorrow. We may give you many different things only when you respond back in a nice manner. All right. And today's question for you is going to be, as I said, let me first complete it, that we're not going to go hard, but yeah, as we progress, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, we are going to catch the speed. And what I want from you, be in sync with me. That means you should be able to complete this, right? And what I will do, I'll keep this sketch available down in the description section, and I'll also keep the link to the online compiler downloadable down in the description section, and also that PyDroid, which is Android Python, will also be available down in the description section, so that you can download and start doing it, right? And those who do not have PCs, and believe me, this course is much expensive than your PC, right? Only then we want to help our youth back in Kashmir, which is a great asset. Are we doing this amidst this lockdown? Otherwise, right? So now what you got to do is answer this. I repeat, I want your answer. Your answer is your attendance. Those who are not answering, first chance, second chance, third chance, they are removed. No need to have them, right? All right, now the question is going to be, name all data types available, right, in Python. Now name all, so I'll print it, rather I cannot print it directly. You can say syntax error, the language is not understood. I will say print, hey, I'm printing a collection of characters, which is, I'm printing a char, so now I'll have to print it within quotes. Name all data types available in Python. So now what are those data types which are available in Python? This is your question, so I shall mark this question right here. Alright, so I'll keep it here. Homework. It's just a little homework that I'm giving you. My future data scientist, is this much I'm asking you for? Nothing at all. And I just pity those who would not answer and still come and watch video. Alright, I don't know what to do with them. God bless them, what I can see. Name all data types. You can Google it, and then while Googling it, I have my own intentions. Once you Google it, you go through it, I know that you're going through it. Now it becomes easy for me to make you understand. Alright, so homework, do your homework. Name all data types in Python and their uses and the use of them. Right? And what are they used for, and the use of them, right? What are those data types used for? So this is your question for the day, and let me know down in the comment section. If you want me to go fast, I'll go fast. If you want me to go slow, I'll go a bit slow. If you want any change, let me know down in the comment section. Your valuable feedback is highly appreciated, and we shall always be content in fulfilling your feedback up to the extent possible under us. Until then, complete this and let me know down in the comment section, and bye bye, take care.